Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In this video, I'm going to share about God's calling. The Lord calls a little boy. Our God called many people. He called Abraham and made all nations blessed through him. He called Noah and saved him and his family from a great flood. He called Moses to lead Israelites. But here, God is calling an interesting person. He is a kid, and his name is Samuel. Samuel means God heard. As God heard the cry of Hannah and gave her a boy, she named him Samuel. Hannah made a promise with God that if God gives her a boy child, she would dedicate him to God for his whole life. Hannah dedicated Samuel to God even before his birth. When Samuel was very young, Hannah took him to God's temple and left him there. Then Samuel served God under the direction of Eli. In those days, there were very few messages from the Lord, and visions from him were quite rare. One night, Eli, who was now almost blind, was sleeping in his own room. Samuel was sleeping in the sanctuary where the sacred covenant box was. Then the Lord called Samuel. He answered, "Yes, sir," and ran to Eli and said, "You called me, and here I am." But Eli answered, "I didn't call you. Go back to your bed." So Samuel went back to bed. The Lord called Samuel again. The boy did not know that it was the Lord because the Lord had never spoken to him before. So he got up, went to Eli, and said, "You called me, and here I am." Then Eli realized that it was the Lord who was calling the boy. So he said to him, "Go back to bed, and if he calls you again, say, 'Speak, Lord, your servant is listening.'" So Samuel went back to bed. The Lord came, stood there, and called as he had before, "Samuel, Samuel." Samuel answered, "Speak, your servant is listening." Then the Lord spoke to him. As Samuel grew up, the Lord was with him and made everything that Samuel said come true. So all the people of Israel from one end of the country to the other knew that Samuel was indeed a prophet of the Lord. The Lord continued to reveal himself at Shiloh, where he had appeared to Samuel and had spoken to him. And when Samuel spoke, all Israel listened. God called Samuel and made him a judge. God called Samuel and made him a priest. God called Samuel and made him a prophet. Never think that you are too young to be used by God. Listen to his call. He will surely use you and make you a blessing.